everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is the second day of our Loving Me series, and today we're going to explore what makes you joyful. So, a lot of times we're so focused on negativity that we don't think about things that actually make us happy and joyful. So that's what we're going to do today. So, I want you guys to start by getting your paper, your notebook, or whatever you're writing on, and just make a title. Doesn't have to be fancy. Remember, we're not making art here. We're just expressing ourselves. And we're going to write, what makes me joyful? You guys love my fake calligraphy? It's great, right? I've practiced for years to write that bad. The things that make me joyful is my husband. He's my best friend, and I'm lucky to have him. I have actual best friends, and I'm very thankful for them because they're always keeping me smiling. And even when things are bad, we can just joke about them. I have pets. I own a farm. So I have 9 dogs, 1 cat, and 6 miniature goats. And the funny thing is, people think that having goats is fun, but really they're just jerky versions of dogs. So serve no purpose. They're not for food. They're not for fur. I literally feed them and they're jerks. But they're mine. So either way, moving on. I'm also joyful for tea. I love drinking tea on my back porch and watching the quail, the hummingbirds. We still have them at this time of year. It's 90 degrees outside, so they're still roaming around and hanging out. And this is October. Just so you guys know, this is October and it's 90 degrees. Good old Texas weather. And I love eating fresh baked goods with my tea. And so that is what I'm going to do with this. Let's start with my number 1. Thankful for my husband. I'm not going to try to draw my husband. He's a handsome man, and I don't want to just butcher him on paper. To represent him, I'm just going to draw a heart. And I'm going to write husband. Granted, you guys can actually write your husband's name. I would recommend it so they know that you're talking about them. And second, I was talking about my pets. I'm going to draw the easiest cat and dog you guys have ever seen. Circle, oval, like a little kid's drawing. And that's kind of the point. We're not making art here. We're just expressing our joy. Oh, my dog's starting to look like a cat. And now it's a cat. There you go. My cat's name is Remy. But we'll revisit this, but I'm going to just leave this here for now. The second thing I really, really, really love is a nice hot glass of tea. And I'm fond of black teas, but I do also really enjoy herbal teas. So I'm going to draw a quick little mug. Boop. See? Not pressuring myself to make sure things are pretty or in proportion or anything like that. I have a whole, that's what the 365 series is for. This one is just to express my gratitude and my joy. And so I'm going to write tea. Okay, the next thing I have on my list is baked goods. I'm going to try to attempt to draw a cupcake here. Now, granted, I'm not using any references, even though I would love to have a cupcake right now. I don't have any made. Basically, staying at home, I probably don't need a cupcake because I'm not exercising the way I should be. Let's not in quarantine 800 pounds heavier. And so, my little cupcake. And even though I'm not super fond of having fruit in my desserts, I'm going to put one on top because it's pretty. There's my little cupcake. And let's see. Oh, the last thing we had was on my back porch watching the quail. I'm going to just draw the quail and the hummingbirds is what it was. I don't know if you guys have ever seen quail. They're funky little birds. So I'm just going to draw a very, very, very childlike version of what I think they look like. Because again, I'm not using anything by memory. Or I'm doing everything by memory. This is my loving me of what makes me joyful. With that, I'm going to grab a pen. We talked about this, so if you have a pen or pencil. And underneath, I'm going to write down why I appreciate and why these things make me joyful. So for tea, it gives me a comfortable feeling. Okay, so it's a comfortable feeling. It's hot, so it does make me do what a lot of people would refer to as slow living. Makes me just slow down and enjoy the moment of drinking tea. This can also be seen as mindfulness. Forces me to experience slow living. And if you guys want, I will do a video about slow living. It'll probably be a bonus video because I have a couple of series that I want to go through just from experiencing art. So we'll focus on that, but I will do a couple of bonus videos on how slow living can impact our lives. And so I wrote Remy here, but really it's my pets. I love my 9 dogs, my 1 cat, and my 6 jerky goats. Jerky goats. And the reason I do is because they make me laugh. They love unconditionally. And honestly, they're just fun to just own. It's nice just to have something that is there for you. Like it's always there. So always there. Next, I have my husband. And this can be your children and anything else. Which, let me add mine to it. I have an adopted son. And I haven't had him alone, but it's funny because that whole nature versus nurture thing, he is definitely our kid. So I'm going to put the kid. I call him boy child because that's just what I call him. But the kid has our traits, and it is the funniest thing because even though we didn't raise him for very long, he is literally us. So it's nice. But so husband, kid. And so they make me happy because they love me, which is nice. It's nice that they need me to help out. And granted, they help me tremendously with a ton of stuff. My child is in college now, so he's not home as much, but I do love when he comes. He comes for his breaks and he checks in with us, weekly, so it's nice. Nice to cuddle with. This is mostly my husband. My child is bigger than I am, so he's tried to cuddle with me once to be funny, and I think he almost crushed me. And so I can go into a few more details, but some of them aren't really things I want to share with everybody. Okay, so let's move on. Next is baked goods. So the wonderful thing about baked goods is the smell is definitely a comfort food. Smell of comfort food. The joy you get from just simply eating it. And most of the time, these aren't things we eat by ourselves. These are usually shared. So I'm going to put the company. I'm going to misspell company. It's shared with. Okay, and lastly, watching the birds in my backyard. So here's my sad little quail again. I enjoy observing them. If you observe nature, you see a lot of things you didn't know exist. For one, I knew that roadrunners would go through a quail cubby fast and kill them. And I was worried because I saw a roadrunner out there and a little quail family. There was only the mom, the dad, and 2 babies. And the dad actually fought off the roadrunner and chased it off. I've never known that. So that was something nice to see. And to this day, I still have the little baby family and many more. Less roadrunners, but still. I love throwing seeds to them. Same thing with the hummingbirds. I have a hummingbird feeder out there. And it's nice just to be able to see them up close without actually disturbing them. And just their presence overall. They eat bugs and a bunch of other stuff that's nuisances. And, that's nice because we don't want all those. And let me add it here. Their presence. So see, This is just basically a gratitude page. Things I'm joyful for. There's nothing artsy about it. It's not going to be framed. It'll go right in my book, just like with you guys. And I feel good about it because these are things that I appreciate having in my life. So with that said, you guys go ahead and do your own. Feel free if you want to share it. If it's something private and you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do, please tag me on Instagram at Monique Ramsey Creates. And you can use the hashtag LovingMeSeries. Talk to you guys later. Bye.